Ah, Joy-Cons, they're great, aren't they? They've been out for 5 years pretty much, and they're absolutely great until they start to drift, and then you either get them repaired by Nintendo or you buy replacements yourself and you repair them yourself if you dare to open them, which voids the warranty. And for those of you who have big hands, I know how much your hands start to hurt after holding the small controllers. But that ends now, because this just might be what you're looking for. This is the Nixie wireless joypad. And with that out of the way, I just want to say welcome back to the show. We're going to have a look at this controller, which just a big shout out to Glenn and Mark for letting me know about this absolute beauty. I managed to get one in my hands and try out for myself. I got the transparent one, and yeah, it's really good. How good? We're going to have a look in a minute. As with all reviews that we do on this channel for accessories, we're going to look at the pros, the cons, and also whether it's a better alternative to the official products or anything else out there. As always, if you like what you see today, please subscribe to the channel. We do content like this all the time. And without further ado, let's have a look. So here it is. I'm really excited about this. So it is wireless, it has dual vibrations, it's 6-axis gyroscope, and you can also change the colors of the sticks, or at least the ring around them. So we're gonna open it, let's have a look. Wow, that looks really cool. I went for the transparent one in hopes of maybe customizing it for another video. I don't know what I'm gonna do on it, but I don't know, maybe give me some suggestions down in the comments below. They do feel really nice. They're quite chunky. Look at that. That's really cool. You can see the innards. I have to say, the packaging looks a bit bland, but the product does feel, I would say premium. It does feel really nice. Let's see, let's put that in there. This one's a bit more stiff, but here we go. There you go. That is nice. I like the paddles underneath. It comes with a USB-C cable, which you can use to charge each one individually, and the instruction booklet. So this controller is quite interesting because as far as third-party controllers go, this one's full of surprises. You can change into 8 different colors. You can map the buttons to different locations. You have the turbo functionality, and also you can customize or tweak the rumble feature on each one. So many surprises, but where is the compromise? Well, it lacks the IR camera that comes with the right Joy-Con and the NFC reader that you use for amiibos. Not a big loss really. As you can see, they're paired and they turned the color on. I really love the extra buttons at the back. It feels really nice. It feels really chunky. Now to the touch, it feels really good. They really sit in your hands quite nicely. They're quite ergonomic. I haven't got big hands, but after extensive playthroughs where maybe I'm using the Switch in handheld mode for a long period of time, I do notice that my hands do start to hurt. Now this, because of its shape and form, your fingers naturally wrap around them like they would on similar controllers, and they kind of make your hands feel a bit, it just feels more natural to the touch, and when you're holding it, it feels sturdy. It feels like you're actually holding it properly in your hands rather than with the original Joy-Cons, where their compact and sleek design make them very easy to carry, and they're very good for people who have small hands. But again, they're not very ergonomic. These, however, as you can see, they're quite chunky. They're beautiful, actually. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. You have the M and T buttons at the back, and those are the ones you use to essentially customize the controller further, and they're pretty much the function buttons. So if I hold the T button and double tap the stick, it'll change the color. See, if I hold that one, that's the T one, and then I double tap it and it changes the color. This is awesome. I'm gonna play Borderlands the pre-sequel because I know it has gyro controls and I can mess around with the controller further. I'm not feeling the red, let's try orange. Boom, done. So here we go. So yeah, the gyro controls work perfectly fine. So if you're a Splatoon player, you can carry out those awesome turf wars in style, whilst at the same time customizing the colors on your controller to suit your ink color. I'm actually quite glad I went for the transparent one. I'm in two minds now to whether to customize it or not. It looks really good, and I really like how good the colors are. Yeah, they feel really nice as well. The sticks are decent because they have a dip in the middle, sort of like a bowl, so your thumb sits in it quite nicely. The vibration levels can be adjusted like I said earlier, and all you have to do is press the T button and then use the right analog stick on the right one or the left on the left one, and essentially you just have to tap it up or down to adjust the level, so you can increase it or decrease it and turn it off altogether. For the next trick, I am going to try out the turbo mode, which you can map on any button, and the way you do it is you press on the T button at the back, as I mentioned before, and then press the button that you want to set to turbo mode. In this case, I'm gonna do the ZR button, which is the fire button in this game, and as you can see, my character has literally emptied the clip and I'm out of ammo. Now a bit of a side-by-side comparison. The original Joy-Con is slicker and easier to carry, but the Nixie joypad is more comfortable. The buttons on the Nixie controller are chunkier, making them far more reachable, which in turn makes it more comfortable, and it means you're not going to miss hitting those buttons. The stick is slightly bigger, but it does feel a lot better because it has a dip, like a ditch, rather than a dome as on the original Joy-Con. In terms of weight, they weigh pretty much the same. Now I'm glad that we went for the clear one because that way we can see all the components like the rumble motor, the motherboard, all the lights, where everything goes. It's really cool. The controller also comes with its own slider frame, which is pretty much the equivalent of the grip. Now compared to my Pro controller, it's wider, and funnily enough, because the sticks are essentially the same size, I can use the thumb grips on them, which I always tend to use. I just prefer it. Again, the sticks on the Nixie joypad is really good. In terms of weight, this one, the Pro controller, feels heavier in comparison. Next, I'm gonna check if it'll fit on a standard case. So yeah, this is the actual case I use for my Pro controller. This feels very tight fitted, which it does work, but since this case doesn't have enough padding, I'm concerned that if I were to drop it, I could realistically end up with a damaged controller, which is a complete no-no. The alternative is to just fit them in at an angle. They sit nicely, they fit properly really, and that can go in there. There you go, Bob's your uncle. Ta-da! So to conclude, after looking at all the features and all the good stuff and the not so good stuff, we can see that the controller is very comfortable. It's cheaper than original Joy-Cons, so it's a no-brainer in that sense. It has 6-axis gyro amongst other things and other features. It's fully customizable in terms of style, as in you can change the color, and function. Now, any viewers who have accessibility needs, this controller might be for you. In terms of cons, you might need a new carry case if you want to carry it with your Switch attached to it, and also it's lacking the NFC and the IR camera, but then it's not a deal breaker. You don't really use those that much in any games, and plus if you did have to use them, you just pair it with the right Joy-Con and yeah, you're done. As always, thanks for watching, each and every one of you, especially those who are regulars. Thank you so much. You really help giving me the motivation to sit down after I finish work, after I've dealt with life and routine, to sit down and actually edit these videos for your edutainment. If you want your own controllers, click on the link down below and get $10 discount with the code SwitchUp, all capital letters, and check out their channel. They're awesome, and yeah, keep on gaming.